interaction is very important to human beings. Pero kasama na dyan ang sports, kasama na ang spiritual dyan, mga assembly, cultural, etc., etc. And so far, I have initiated the construction and completed 32 of them already. This is a record according to the Department of Public Works, the biggest number, not only in Metro Manila, but in the entire Philippines, as far as any congressman is concerned. So, nakakatulong. Tapos, in-introduce natin yung use of polycarbonate. I don't know if you've seen one. Malapit lang, pumunta kayo sa dito, Jackie Lubille, makikita nyo. Across the Sukat, andun yung Garcia Heights. Polycarbonate. This is the use of polycarbonate. It is a high-tech material that is the one used in what you see in Disneyland, for example, and then in Ayala Town Center. So, ginamit natin ito. At maganda naman ang resulta. May mga eskwelahan din na pinalagyan natin dyan. If you have a chance, if you want to see something that really looks very futuristic, punta kayo sa Dr. Arcadio Santos National High School. Merong malaking coliseum. Can you imagine a campus, a high school campus covered by a roof? Yun lamang ang merong ganun sa Pilipinas na yung mga estudyante doon, baliwala sila kung umaambon o umulan. Dahil it's just like an ordinary day as far as they're concerned. So, yan po yung mga physical things that the congressman is doing here. Hindi masyadong relevant sa inyo yung mga palibing ko, no? Because you're not indigents. But to the poor, our poor neighbors in here, in the city, importante sa kanila kasi pag namatayan, lalo na pag breadwinner ang namatay, bukod sa napuputol yung income nila, nadadagdagan pa ng biglang malaking gastos. Imagine 12,000, 12,500, 13,000. Maybe to us here, that is nothing. That is less than 1 month's salary. But to them, it may be several months' income. So can you imagine a big chunk of expense equivalent to several months' income that would suddenly jolt the family? Mabigat po yan. So that's why sinimulan ko yung libreng palibing na yan. And so far, hundreds have benefited. Meron tayong PGH referral, meron scholarship, meron TESDA. But of course, the work of a congressman is not only here. The congressman is called representative. You're representative in the House of Representatives. And there, doon ang trabaho ko. Kaya maaga pa nandun ako pag merong sesyon. And I would like to report to you that so far, since you elected me congressman in 1992 with an overwhelming mandate. By the way, I'd like to thank you dahil dito sa BF, Barangay BF, parati ako nananalo ng overwhelming landslide dito. And I thank you so much for the support that you've been giving me. Including my son, of course, Konsehal Rico Goles. Mula pa nung ma-elect ako noong 92, si Congressman Goles po, ni minsan wala pang absent sa sesyon. Perfect attendance. There are only 2 congressmen with that kind of a record right now in the House of Representatives. So, at paano nasisipagan natin yan? So, yan ang dahilan kung ba't maaga pa on the road tayo pag merong sesyon. I'm also very active in the debates on national issues. It's a good thing that because of my experience in business, in the economy, my executive experience as Postmaster General, security, etc., my background, educational background, I am able to relate to certain national issues like the environment, education, health, science, trade and industry, defense, even appropriation, even constitutional issues. I'm very active in debates. And if you want to see some of these things at the committee level or at the plenary level, pwede nyo checkin yung YouTube, ilagay nyo lang yung pangalan ko, Roy Lugoles, and you will probably see there about 1,000 entries sa YouTube. Andun, mapapakinggan nyo yung mga debate ko on many issues, speeches, and even here, baka ito, mailagay ko sa YouTube ito. Kaya smile kayo dahil lalabas kayo sa YouTube. So, yun po yung mga bagay na ginagawa natin sa Kongreso. And of late, itong term nito has been very special for me dahil nakapagpalabas ako ng mga major landmark bills, landmark laws. The first one, this was inspired by a personal meeting. I had the opportunity to be invited during the presentation of Albert Gore here in the Philippines about climate change. And that very day, the following day, I looked into it and I initiated a climate change initiative. But that was during my first term, February 2006 yun eh. Kaya wala nangyari, medyo late na. So nag-refile ako right after and this became a law. So I'm now the principal author of a very important environmental law. This is the Climate Change Act of 2009, which is going to affect all of us, especially the future generations. I think we are now feeling the effects of climate change. Ngayon, no, dito sa Pilipinas and all over the world. Another one is the international humanitarian law. I'm also the principal author of that. It will not affect us so much here in the city. It will not affect most of us because we can defend ourselves. We have lawyers. We are not so worried that a policeman or a military officer would harass us and violate our human rights. But in the provinces, this is quite critical. Doon sa lugar ni si Ernie, sa lugar ni Ernie, si Ernie taga Lalo, no? Yung lugar niya baka katulad ng mga Kamanyugan, sa Gonzaga, Santa Teresita, Santa Ana, Santa Esmira, sa lugar niya sa Cagayan, baka may mga violation ng human rights doon. So I crafted, and this became a law, international humanitarian law. And no less than the International Committee on the Red Cross really monitored this and waited it for it to become a law. Yung pangatlo, yung Philippine Coast Guard law, the strengthening of the Philippine Coast Guard. Again, because of my background, galing tayo sa Navy, and kung magbabiyahe ako sa home province ko, sa Romblon, sumasakay ako ng vapor parate. Maybe some of you have relatives in Cebu, in Mindanao, who travel by sea, inter-island. At medyo nag-worry kayo sa mga accidents na nangyayari. So this is a law that aims to strengthen the Philippine Coast Guard. And ang commandant ng Philippine Coast Guard happens to be a resident of Parañaque, si Admiral Willie Tamayo, taga